Hey there, and welcome back to History Insight. I'm your host, Andy Doss, and today I have an amazing story to share with you, and an intriguing tale that spans continents and generations. Winston Churchill, the revered British Prime Minister, and J.D. Bassett Sr., a prominent figure in Bassett, Virginia, and one of the founders of Bassett Furniture Company, found themselves connected through a remarkable physical resemblance. Our story delves into the uncanny similarities between these two individuals, the events that unfolded when their paths crossed, and the lasting impact of their encounter. During a bygone era, many locals observed the striking likeness between Winston Churchill and J.D. Bassett Sr. Both men often donned glasses and in public were usually seen with a cigar, a defining element of their respective personas. Additionally, they shared the habit of chewing their cigars rather than smoking them. Furthermore, their similar statures added to the remarkable physical resemblance that fascinated the community for years. There was a serendipitous connection between Churchill and Bassett that went beyond their physical similarities. As it happens, Ed Lane, president of the Lane Cedar Chest Company, later Lane Furniture, had previously met Churchill. Lane's connection to Mr. Bassett arose through the marriage of Minnie Bassett, daughter of J.D. Sr.'s son Doug Bassett, to Bernard Lane, Ed Lane's son. Sometime before 1953, during a visit to the United States in an effort to learn more about industrial practices in America, and partially influenced by Mr. Lane's advice, Churchill's secretary found himself in Bassett, Virginia. There he had the fortuitous opportunity to meet J.D. Bassett Sr. Struck by the uncanny resemblance, the secretary remarked that he must capture the moment for Mrs. Churchill, who would be surprised to discover that her husband's doppelganger resided in America. The secretary's joke here was, "There sits Mr. Churchill. I must have a picture of this to send to Mrs. Churchill. She should know that sometimes when she thinks he's here, he might be there instead." A photograph was taken of Mr. Bassett, and the secretary promptly sent it to Winston Churchill. Little did they know that this photograph would later serve as the catalyst for a heartwarming gesture and a cherished memento. In 1953, during one of Ed Lane's visits to England, he had a meeting with Churchill, during which the British Prime Minister unveiled the photograph of J.D. Bassett Sr. With a touch of whimsy, Churchill requested a favor from the Lanes. He presented them with one of his namesake cigars, the Churchill cigar, a 7-inch Cuban stogie of exceptional quality, and asked if they would deliver it to Mr. J.D. Bassett Sr. in person. When J.D. Sr. received the cigar, he was delighted and promptly penned a letter to Winston Churchill expressing his profound gratitude and admiration. The letter went like this: "My dear Mr. Churchill, if I may be allowed to encroach upon the time of a man who, I am sure, is engaged in the very serious task of guiding his country in momentous decisions and actions, I shall indeed be indebted to you. I am honored to have the privilege of expressing my most sincere appreciation for the Churchill cigar presented to me through your secretary and by one of our most prominent Virginia citizens, Mr. Edward Lane of Alta Vista, Virginia, who has recently returned from a visit to your great country. I shall preserve the cigar as one of my most treasured possessions. I had the pleasure of meeting your secretary and other representatives in my office when they were in Virginia, and considered it a privilege to meet such distinguished gentlemen from England. I understand that these gentlemen detected a very striking resemblance between you and me, and that they took a photograph of me back to England to show to you. I am sure that I would have quite a bit of difficulty, however, in any effort to usurp your throne if our qualifications were taken into consideration. I might say that I have always been a great admirer of you in many ways, and am very proud of the resemblance, although I am a better-looking man, of course. You have rendered a great service to your own country and valuable assistance to ours, and I wish for you many more years of usefulness. For the world needs men like you more now than ever before. With kindest regards, I am, my dear Mr. Churchill, most sincerely yours, J.D. Bassett Sr." The unexpected bond forged between Winston Churchill and J.D. Bassett Sr. serves as a testament to the power of chance encounters and shared resemblances. It highlights the enduring impact that such connections can have on individuals, transcending geographical boundaries and political landscapes. The tale of these two men provides a glimpse into a moment of warmth and camaraderie amid the complexities of international relations and historical events. The uncanny resemblance between Winston Churchill and J.D. Bassett Sr. captivated their communities and resulted in an extraordinary chain of events. From the initial discovery of their likeness to the exchange of heartfelt gestures, this intriguing story reminds us of the unexpected connections that can rise between individuals and the lasting impact of those fleeting moments. The bond between Churchill and Bassett transcends borders and politics, symbolizing the shared humanity that unites us all. I hope you enjoyed this little documentary today. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you'll help us grow and create more captivating content for you, and thanks.